could be. I saw the headline. Practice player on women's college basketball team gets caught gambling.
And I missed the word practice when I first read it. I was like,
yeah.
What? Okay.
And the picture associated with the article is of a Mississippi State logo. And I thought, uh-oh, this is a problem. Because you guys, if you've listened to this show or just been paying attention, there is a brewing scandal, I guess is the right word, but like gambling ring possibly being exposed that has tentacles that reach into the NBA and in college basketball. You have multiple college basketball teams being investigated for point shaving or stat shaving and irregular gambling activity, and it possibly, and same thing that's happened in the NBA that we've talked about, and it possibly ties back to the same group of people. It's a big deal that's just now getting exposed, and I thought, oh no, it's here in Mississippi now. From the article. A male practice squad player whose name was redacted placed 6 bets from September 28th to 30th on NFL and college football games. And I thought, okay, well, certainly not near as bad. According to Mississippi State's annual NCAA violations report, this was first reported by the Clarion Ledger, to their credit. He began working for the team days prior to placing the bets. According to the documents, it was in violation of NCAA bylaw 10.3, which prohibits sports wagering for athletes, coaches, and other team personnel. Mississippi State Mississippi State increased its sports wagering rules education for all male practice players and now requires them to sign an acknowledgement form. The individual also deactivated the sports betting account. So the headline grabbed me. Mm-hmm. The body of the article, you think, okay, not near as bad. And then you find out the amount of money this young man spent on these wagers that got a headline that reached all the way up to national Fox News.
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
10? Not 10,000. $10.
Not 100 million.
Not 100 million. No. $10 is all that this. And look, if you're going to be a part of the team, I understand why you can't wager. I get that the rule exists, right? I understand that.
Right.
But, and by the way, if you guys didn't know this, it's a pretty common practice, but women's college basketball programs, and I'm sure it happens in the WNBA as well, but women's college basketball programs will hire, whether it's they do it for credits or whatever, scholarship money, they get male students to practice against their team because that is an opportunity to get people that can test them physically.
Right.
And so they get guys on campus to do it.
Right.
If you guys didn't know that existed,
I did know that. Yeah. That's something. It makes a lot of sense, right? You're getting. It's sort of like, lifting a little bit more weight than you can actually lift, so that when it's time to do something, it's just easier. It's the same way. You practice against guys, and this is. I'm not trying to be offensive here, but at the same time, I think we can all agree, at least we should, more on cross in the morning, I guess, that, men tend to be physically stronger than women. Yes. And, so if you practice against men, when it's time to play women, you should be in a better place.
But I just got such a kick out of this. I mean,
it's so
6
funny.
Bets for $10. So, I mean.
Big spender.
He's a big spender.
He's going to be taking the top floor at the Golden Moon for any day now.
That's an average of $1.66 per bet.
It's the plot of Ocean's 14. Clooney and Pitt trying to find a way to come up with a Hamilton to place 10 sports bets.
And you know what's crazy is the amount of people that had to do work on this for $10 in NFL and college football bets.
Yeah.
I mean, you had multiple people write articles. But not just that. You had the compliance people at Mississippi State had to do some kind of report.
All this work, yeah.
And then whoever at the NCAA had to receive this report, and they had to do work on it. And then these poor kids, college kids, had to sit in a meeting about you can't run a $10 parlay on the NFL anymore if you're going to practice with us meeting.
Right.
And then they had to sign some document saying that they heard the seminar all for $10 in football bets.
It's tough, man. It's a tough scene, for sure. $10. Come on. Like, and again, it's one of those things you feel like you're making a mountain out of a molehill, but at the same time,
it just makes me laugh.
If you don't take it seriously, it can turn into something you don't want to be associated with. I totally understand that. But when you talk about nipping it in the bud, $10. I mean, Borky and I'll bet $10 on, whether or not I can work a certain phrase into a show. I mean, what are we doing here?
I'm so glad the NCAA got this terrible young man off the streets and away from our practice facilities.
I forgot to say the thing the other day on the show that I said I was going to say, too. When we were talking about the YouTube account.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to. It's just too late now. So. I would have loved to have seen your face if I had been able to say it. But, oh, well.
So, just kidding, by the way, about the whole scandal thing. There is none. I didn't even reference it, whether or not he's been removed. I hope not, unless the NCAA forced that. But I would love to know what the bets were.
It was all something like, Justin Jefferson, like six or more catches in a game that was going to pay, like, you bet $1, you could win 15 or something like that.
Or he did like a 25-leg parlay for $1.
Yeah.
Like every game and then a couple of player props mixed in, $1 wins you like 25,000
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. There's no way he was just betting money lines or something, right?
No shot.
No
shot. Blake says, why can't they gamble on sports that they don't play? It's so... Quite simply, it is just making sure that they protect themselves.
There's no hint of impropriety.
No hint of impropriety.
Because you think about it, like if you're in the athletic department, all right? I mean, if you're a basketball practice player or you're just a basketball player, you know the football players. So maybe you have some information that the general public doesn't have. Or maybe you just know something from talking to somebody.
Or a girl on the basketball team's dating a football player.
Exactly. So it's just one of those things where it's just easier to say nobody can do it than to try to come up with a system where certain people can do this and certain people can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot more sense to do it that way.